You've never been told this in such direct words, and that's precisely why it hits so hard. You are going to die. Not maybe, not someday, not eventually. Certainty. Certainty. It's the one truth that every culture, religion, ideology, and philosophy skirts around, whispers quietly, or dresses in comforting illusions. But here's the worst cruelty life plays on most people. We live as if this truth were optional. We plan, we postpone, we delay living, all because death feels distant, vague, avoidable. We say, I'll pursue my dream when, I'll start tomorrow, I'll be happy when I'll love fully once I'm ready. And death sits silently on the corner of every room, watching, patiently waiting for you to realize that none of that time was real. You don't wake up one day immortal. You wake up older. The years slip not with thunderous crashes, but with tiny, unnoticed moments. Breakfasts that become lunches, lunches that become dinner, weeks that become years, and suddenly, decades have passed. And the only thing that hasn't passed is you, still hoping for a better moment to begin living. Albert Camus, one of the fiercest intellects of the 20th century, faced this truth without flinching, not with despair, not with denial, and certainly not with a promise of consolation. He looked at the silence of the world, a world that doesn't answer your prayers, your pleas, your hopes, and he didn't collapse. He named that silence. He called it the absurd. The absurd is the sharp collision between your deep human longing for meaning and the universe's total indifference to giving it you. It is the moment you realize the world does not revolve around your expectations. The world does not owe you clarity. The world does not promise justice, happiness, or fairness. And perhaps most terrifyingly, the world does not answer you. Imagine that. You stand in the middle of existence, offering your questions, and the universe doesn't reply. No answers, no consolation, no cosmic voice from above, just silence. Most people would break. Most people would seek comfort. Most people would latch on to beliefs that promise safety. God will reward me. The universe has a plan. I'll figure it all out, eventually. Camus saw that all these are forms of escape. They soften the blow of the inevitable. But what if embracing the brutal truth instead of hiding from it could set you free? Camus didn't advocate pessimism. He advocated lucidity. He said, look the world in the eye, not through rose-colored lenses, not through sacred illusions, not through future fantasies, through raw perception. He said, face the fact that existence doesn't promise meaning, that nothing guarantees fairness, that life can end at any moment without explanation. And once you accept that, then something remarkable happens. You stop living for the future. You stop postponing your life for some imagined tomorrow. You stop waiting for meaning to arrive from outside. You begin to look, not for a prepared answer, but for a reason to act. Not for eternal comfort, but for authentic presence. Camus made this terrifying statement clear. There is no handbook for existence, no blueprint for happiness, no divine script that makes sense of sorrow. There is only this moment, the moment you breathe, the moment you feel, the moment you decide. And here's the real shocker. Once you accept your own end, you are freed from the tyranny of waiting. You stop living as a spectator and start living as a participant, not living in fear of death, but living with the knowledge of it, because death doesn't diminish life. Death gives life its urgency. You are going to die. So the real question, the only question that matters, is not, will you escape it? But, what will you do with the life you have before it ends? You might think you have time. You might think it's far away. You might think you'll start living once the conditions are perfect. But here's the truth, that every second of age and experience whispers into your ear. The only life you are guaranteed is right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not once the world understands you. Right now. So ask yourself, before any nicer thought pushes this away. If this moment were your last, what would you choose? What would you regret not doing? What words would you have left unsaid? What love would you not have given? This is not a morbid exercise. It's a revolutionary one, because once you stop fearing the inevitable, you stop postponing your purpose. You start living with intention rather than in denial. And that is where freedom truly begins. So here is your first, most daring question, not whispered in hope, but spoken in truth. Knowing you are going to die, what are you going to do with the life you have right now? Once you truly accept that you are going to die, something inside you resists. Not intellectually, but emotionally. Your mind understands it. Your body has always known it. But your habits, your routines, your excuses, they were built on the illusion of time. This is where Albert Camus steps in, not as a comforter, but as a witness. Camus said that the real philosophical problem is not how to live well, but whether life is worth living at all once we realize its final outcome. Because if everything ends, if death erases achievements, memories, plans, then what is the point of effort, love, struggle, or creation? This is where most people turn away. They look for meaning outside life. They invent explanations to soften the blow. Camus refused. He saw that human beings crave meaning the way lungs crave air. We want reasons. We want answers. We want assurance that suffering has a purpose and effort will be rewarded. But the universe offers none of that. It does not explain itself. It does not justify pain. It does not guarantee justice. This collision between your hunger for meaning and the universe's silence is what Camus called the absurd. Not tragedy, not depression, not nihilism. The absurd is clarity without comfort. It is the moment you realize that no matter how hard you ask, the world will not answer you. And here is the crucial distinction. Most people think this realization leads to despair. Camus believed despair only comes when you refuse to accept reality. He asked a dangerous question. If life has no ultimate meaning, does that make it worthless or radically free? Think about it. If there is no cosmic script, no final judgment, no predetermined purpose, then you are no longer acting for some future verdict. You are acting because you choose to. Camus used the ancient myth of Sisyphus to make this clear. Sisyphus is condemned to push a heavy stone up a mountain, only for it to roll back down endlessly. No reward, no escape, no progress. At first glance, it is the most hopeless fate imaginable. But Camus looked deeper. He said the moment Sisyphus becomes aware of his condition and still pushes the stone, he transforms punishment into rebellion. Not rebellion against the gods, rebellion against meaninglessness itself. Sisyphus does not hope for an end. He does not pretend the task matters. He does not lie to himself. He acts anyway. And in that act, conscious, defiant, lucid, Camus saw freedom. Because when you stop asking why and start asking how, life shifts from a waiting room to a stage. You stop demanding meaning from the universe and start creating intensity within your own experience. This is uncomfortable. It strips away excuses. You can no longer say, I'm waiting for clarity. I'm waiting for purpose. I'll start when life makes sense. Life will not make sense. And that is not a flaw. It is the condition. Camus believed that once you accept the absurd, three options appear. Escape through illusion, escape through despair, or live with full awareness. He rejected the first two. Illusions anesthetize you. Despair paralyzes you. Awareness does something else. Awareness sharpens life. Every moment becomes heavier. Every choice becomes yours. Every delay becomes a decision. You begin to realize you are not waiting for life to begin. You are already in it. And death is not mocking you. It is reminding you that every moment matters precisely because it ends. So let me ask you something difficult. if there is no final explanation waiting for you, if no one is keeping score, if nothing guarantees meaning, what would you do today that you keep postponing? Would you still love? Would you still create? Would you still speak the truth? Would you still choose courage over comfort? Or are you only living the way you do because you believe there is time later? Camus would tell you this. Later is an illusion. There is only now and the awareness that now will not last. And once you fully accept that, you stop fearing the absurd and start living inside it. So what does it really mean, to live inside the absurd? It's not a philosophy you write in books. It's not an idea you quote to sound clever. It's a posture, a discipline. It's how you meet the morning, how you endure the night. To live inside the absurd is to abandon the comfort of meaning and still stand tall. It's waking up to the emptiness of the cosmos and saying, I will create meaning anyway, not because it's true, but because I am alive. This is where Camus parts ways with cynicism. He wasn't trying to drag you into despair. He was pointing to the only honest way through it. And strangely, it looks a lot like joy. Not the naive joy of someone who thinks everything will be fine, but the radical joy of someone who knows nothing is promised and finds beauty anyway. Imagine walking through a desert, knowing no oasis is coming, and still admiring the shape of the sand, the color of the sky, the silence in your chest. That is Camus joy. The joy of revolt, of continuing without guarantees, of saying yes to life, even when life says nothing back. And yes, it's hard, because we are raised to believe that joy comes from outcomes, from success, recognition, closure, peace. But Camus is asking something harder. Can you choose joy without reason? Can you push the boulder like Sisyphus? Not because you believe it leads somewhere, but because the very act of pushing is yours. That's what Camus meant when he said, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. It's not about pretending. It's not about romanticizing suffering. It's about transformation. Transforming absurdity into revolt. Revolt into freedom. Freedom into presence. And here's the most powerful truth Camus gave us. Meaning is not something you wait for. It's something you do. Every time you act with courage in a meaningless world, you make meaning. Every time you show up for someone when nothing matters, you make meaning. Every time you love, help, build, create, speak, cry, rage, rest, rise in full awareness that it could all vanish, you make meaning. You are not here to wait. You are here to burn, to blaze your brief light against the infinite darkness, even if it fades, even if no one remembers, even if the world remains silent. Your fire was real, and for Camus that's enough. So when you say, what's the point of trying? What difference does it make? Ask yourself instead, what kind of person do I want to be, even when nothing makes sense? Do I want to be passive or present? Do I want to be a consumer of illusions or a creator of reality? Camus believed that being aware of death doesn't paralyze you, it awakens you. It pulls you from sleepwalking. It tears down the false walls between someday and now. It turns every ordinary day into a question. Will you live fully or just survive? Because yes, you're going to die, but that's not the question anymore. Now what? In a world without final answers, without guarantees of justice or redemption, many people retreat. They numb themselves. They follow scripts. They wait for someone else to save them, or for life to explain itself. But Camus offered another path. Not the path of illusion, but the path of defiance. To defy meaninglessness with presence. To answer silence not with despair, but with dignity. This is the essence of the absurd hero. Not someone who escapes the human condition, but someone who lives it more deeply than anyone else. It's not about having faith in a higher order. It's about choosing to live as if your actions mattered, because to you, they do. This is the sacred rebellion Camus speaks of. To show up, fully awake, in a universe that never promises you anything, And here's the paradox. When you no longer expect life to be fair or meaningful, you begin to live with a new kind of intensity. The coffee tastes sharper. The light on the wall feels sacred. A stranger's smile can echo for days. Because without the promise of more, you start to feel the weight of each moment. And the weight, instead of crushing you, grounds you. Camus never told you to deny suffering. He told you to confront it, but not with defeat, with clarity. The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. Let that sentence sink in. The struggle itself, not the reward, not the finish line. It's not about escaping the human experience. It's about deepening it. Not waiting for life to be easier, but becoming someone strong enough to carry it. That's what Albert Camus believed in. Not a hope that shields you from reality, but a hope forged through reality. A hope that looks at life's indifference and says, I choose to love anyway. I choose to act anyway. I choose to live anyway. And this choice, repeated in the face of chaos, becomes your quiet form of greatness. Not fame, not glory, but the greatness of remaining human in an inhuman world. Of remaining gentle in the middle of cruelty. Of being honest in the midst of lies. Of living with your eyes open when it would be easier to close them. That's the power Camus gives you. Not a promise that life will get better, but a mirror showing you the kind of person you can become when you stop asking for guarantees and start answering the question of your existence. With action, you're going to die. That's not a threat. It's a strange kind of gift, because knowing it, truly knowing it, shatters the illusions most people live behind. Camus once wrote, "Come to terms with death. Thereafter, anything is possible. Because once you face the end, what else is there to fear?" You stop begging the universe for mercy. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You realize you're it. You are the answer you've been avoiding. You are the meaning you've been searching for. You are the rebellion against the void. Not with grand gestures, but with the choice to stay right here in the absurd beauty of being. Camus didn't preach salvation. He preached responsibility. He didn't give you a ladder to escape existence. He gave you a mirror to face it. So what if life has no cosmic reward? What if there's no script, no judge, no finish line? Would that make it less sacred? Or more? Maybe the point isn't to be saved. Maybe the point is to stand in the storm and not flinch. To cry and still wake up the next day. To bleed and still love again. To lose and still give. That's what it means to be human. To live without guarantees. To love without safety. To create without permanence. That's the fire Camus carried in his words. Not a fire that consumes, but a fire that illuminates. A fire that says, yes, you're going to die. Yes, life will break you, but you are not broken yet. And while you breathe, you have the power to turn this brief, trembling life into something that matters. Even if no one ever notices. Even if the universe never thanks you. Because you'll know. So ask yourself, if this is all there is, if this is the only chance you'll ever get, how will you spend it? Don't wait. Don't shrink. Don't vanish into routines and distractions. You're not here to merely exist. You're here to burn quietly or wildly, but with presence, with truth, with the full, terrifying force of a life that knows it's temporary. And if you've made it this far, maybe, just maybe, you're ready to live like it.